Hi everyone, quite an eventful intraday session today for the stock market. Financial Times leaked the same story that we've all known about forever, the tapering, and for some odd reason the market decided to sell off violently intraday. However, it found support off the lows, rallied well back into the close, closing slightly above where it opened on the NASDAQ. The good news is volume increased from the prior session on Friday. The bad news is it was below average. However, this is summer. Lower volume summertime, choppy trading time is here in effect. The only thing is that based on the way that a lot of stocks look, it's not going to be choppy. We're really consolidating here to break out higher. I don't put any money on that. If I did, I'd be 200% long, not only in my account, but in as much money as I could borrow from everywhere I could get money from, and have that fully long in every account, 200% long, if I could predict the future. I will remind everyone that no one is clairvoyant. Anyone that pretends to be a psychic or clairvoyant, you should run away from as fast as possible, because that's bullshit. That doesn't exist. Nobody can predict the future. Sorry, no matter what you want to believe, nobody has that kind of insight. Now, if these people run billions of dollars, like I've said before, then you can listen. But they're not running billions and billions of dollars and can't move the market. Move along. So the NASDAQ remains in a neutral condition. Everything is lining up for us to break out higher, and we'll go over some stocks here in a little bit. But that remains the same way in the S&P 500. See here, consolidating very, very well. I would love to see this consolidation last all summer, as that would get the 200-day moving average to catch up to price. And as you can see on all these charts, the 200-day moving average is still decently away from all these averages. Still, with this much of a gap in between the 200 and price, that means that any pullback to start top calling, unless there's huge distribution and we're seeing leading stocks breaking down everywhere, it's just silly to be calling a top here, and I don't understand why I keep seeing it, and I don't understand why I keep seeing people freak out intraday. And I happened to check out FinViz today, and intraday, FinViz survey wasn't just bearish, it was extremely bearish all day long. So it looks like people want to short the rallies now, which only is going to add fuel to the fire if we do break out. So if you're wanting to short or top call this market, be careful. And just to go along to prove that point, look at Illumina, a leading stock. Look at that move off the 50. Look at AMBA breaking out to new highs. Look at this little piece of shit China stock. I say piece of shit because it's a $3 stock. However, the earnings and sales indicates that this thing should be able to take out 10 in no time if we continue to move higher. MIDD, a $100 stock. You can see it's starting to break out. VRX, look at this freaking tight consolidation on low volume following that powerful move up in May. So that looks pretty good there. Look at Millennium Media off the lows. This stock has some big sales growth. Earnings aren't that great, but they're slowly getting there. And sticking to two letter of the same consonants kind of stocks, we'll move over to a vowel this time. YY. Y is sometimes a vowel, sometimes a consonant. You'll see another tight consolidation pattern. We continue to base sideways. The 50-day plays catch up, and the market breaks out higher. YY is going to probably resolve itself higher. Got SSTK moving off the 50-day moving average. Look at Priceline producing a pocket pivot point buy signal. Look at Netflix breaking out of its consolidation pattern higher. That's pretty clear. Look at the Intercontinental Exchange putting in a pocket pivot point signal higher. Look at EPAM Systems putting in a pocket pivot point buy signal after the buy signal that I passed on because the volume and BOP surge wasn't strong enough. Whoops. And look at a stock, iRobot, which soon humans will become iRobots. Look at how wonderful this stock did today. And you're starting to get a picture of things are looking pretty good out there. They're not looking great everywhere. I did have some partial sells today. MEI is closing below the 50-day moving average on strong volume. If BOP would have fell to yellow, positive BOP, it's going to be a 33% sell. If BOP goes negative with that volume surge, it's going to be 50%. But since we still got a strong BOP and it's the first close below the 50-day moving average, we're going to go ahead and give it a little bit porosity here at the 50-day moving average. If it bounces and moves higher, we're good. If it closes below the 50-day moving average again, that's another sell. And if it closes below the 50-day moving average on heavier volume, it is a 100% sell. The same regards HIMX was. Once again, down 25%. Down, but with intraday reversal, 25% or 50%. I can't remember which one it was here. And now 100% sell. So completely goodbye HIMX. It was 50% actually here because it was heavier volume. So it would be 25% lower volume, 25 heavier volume, 50 here. Complete utter destruction. Got a good fill this morning, but so MEI needs to be on watch. A further close below the 50-day moving average on heavier volume. Our long signals back here. We got rid of 75% very, very quickly, following the long signal as it tried to fail immediately but held support 50-day moving average. So since that move, as you can see, we don't have that much of a gain. That's why another move down will be a goner. And Perry, I told you, was on watch yesterday for a close below these recent lows below the 50-day moving average. A close below 1231 would make this a 50% sell. On heavier volume, very strong volume, a 100% sell. We did not get the huge volume. 1221 is below 1231. That makes this a 50% sell. We still have gains from the initial position, which is why it's not a 75% sell. It would probably be 75% of volume was slightly above average. So since it's below average volume, we'll give it one more day to perform. If it does not perform, especially on heavier volume, Perry will be a full sell. And there is one stock that is a full sell, MNTX. MNTX is selling off below the 50-day moving average on heavier volume. Now you might say, hey, it's holding above the lows in June and May here, and especially in April, so let's give it more time. However, this is a confirmation heavier volume sell below the 50-day moving average. We did not see that at all after the April break. Tons of intraday reversals, which was great. We retook the 50, started to sell off again, but once again held these lows and never broke below or broke down on heavier volume. We tried to retake the 50, failed to, and now we're failing underneath the 50 on above average volume. Now, if average Windows 8, you're wonderful. Now, if above average volume, if we were using the old average volume, this yellow line, if it was up here, the red bar would have been below the yellow line, which means MNTX would have been a 0% sell today, as it would have been a low volume pullback holding above support, making it a 0% sell. However, volume ticking above the average volume makes it a 100% sell. It's a fail in a market like this with the stock looking like this. When you have, other stocks like EPAM and AMBA breaking out, you don't need to stick around in a crappy stock like MNTX. The only good stock is the stock going up. MNTX is not a good stock. Two more good stocks today. NWY. This is a new long position. It's going to be 2% and 2%. Why not 5? Why not 3? Why not 4? Why not 10? Why not 20? Base isn't long enough, isn't right off the 50-day moving average. It isn't like it's a hugely liquid stock. It's a $5 stock. 2-2. Great chart pattern, but nothing amazing. I wouldn't be super excited about it. It is in some AAII tracked portfolios and has some potential growth next year of making itself a can slim stock if it does ever happen to get above 20 from here till next year. And then also LOCK, very, very, very strong, extremely strong volume move with BOP not only going green again after unfortunately turning yellow and then negative, but it went green higher than those two green bars that we had during our last breakout on the 10th and followed through on the 11th. So this is coming with a surge in volume. If BOP was surging all the way to max green with this price and volume action, it would be a 5-4, a 5-3, 4-3, 4-4. It just depends on how the BOP would have looked, But if, as of right now, if we look at this stock and you see that bottom green bar flies all the way up to the top with this green bar, no doubt about it, it would have been about a 5% add, 4% add. No doubt about it. But since BOP didn't explode completely higher, it's just a normal add in a neutral market, 2%, 2%. Once we flip under a buy mode, ads can be increased again to 5, 4, 3%. But that's it. Have a great Tuesday, everyone.